We're getting more details on Prime Minister Modi's visit to the United States. Now, the first round of meeting, as Rohit was also pointing out, did take place with Joe Biden. But now, the first comments coming from Prime Minister Modi, he said that the Quad is not against anyone. Prime Minister Narendra Modi spoke at the Quad summit being held in Delaware, and he highlighted the juncture at which this meeting between the world leaders is taking place. It is times that are tainted by conflict that's happening around the globe, but India is not against anyone. That's the message coming from Prime Minister Modi right now.
Right after meeting with President Biden at his residence, Prime Minister Modi made his way to the Archimedes Academy School. This is a private school where President Biden completed his high school. The location of the Quad Summit. When Prime Minister Modi arrived, U.S. Ambassador to India, Eric Garcetti, was there to receive him. Prime Minister Modi then did a handshake with President Biden, and they got into a hug, which Prime Minister Modi is known for. They walked in, and then they came out with a photo op with the Prime Minister of Japan, the Prime Minister of Australia on the sides, and then you had at the center Prime Minister Modi and President Biden, also signifying the fact that India has a bigger leadership role to play in Quad. Now, when that photo op was happening, a reporter asked a question to President Biden, will Quad survive after November? To which President Biden, in a very telling moment, a very candid and a very telling moment, put his arm around Prime Minister Modi and said, Quad will stay. Quad is here to stay. And I think that was a very telling moment. After that, they made their way to the meeting room where President Biden gave his opening remarks. He thanked all the leaders for coming to his hometown. He said that he's been to some hometowns of some of the leaders, and this was in his way for him, to do that, to bring all these leaders to his home and, give that private touch, the personal touch that he wanted to give. He mentioned that when he became the President of the United States, it was on, he called all these leaders privately and asked them to step up and buy into his vision for Quad and make Quad a very consequential organization, which it is today. He talked about early cooperation from COVID to supply chain, to semiconductors, to maritime security in Indo-Pacific, and now, the new exercises between Coast Guards and expanding Quad fellowship to the Southeast Asian nations. He thanked all the leaders again and reminded everybody that Quad is here to stay. After that, Prime Minister Modi gave his opening remarks for the Quad meeting, and he talked about a lot of stuff, including thanking President Biden for his leadership in making Quad where it is. He also talked about regional integrity and ensuring there is regional integrity. He also said that Quad is not against anybody, that the Quad is not working against anybody. It is a collective group of like-minded democracies working together to achieve global goals. And that in his vision of Quad, the conflicts can be and should be resolved by dialogue and diplomacy and in a peaceful manner. He invited all the Quad leaders to New Delhi next year for the next summit, which will be held in India in 2025. He mentioned about how Quad has become this new alliance that's been able to help a lot of countries, and that it will remain to be that. And he also ended his remarks by stating that Quad is here to stay. Following which, the Australian Prime Minister spoke and the Japanese Prime Minister spoke. They spoke on the same lines, and you could see that every leader from the Quad countries are on the same page when it comes to Quad. After this event, Prime Minister Modi is going to participate in the Quad Cancer Moonshot event. Now, this is very personal for President Biden because he lost his older son, Bo, to cancer. There was first the White House Cancer Moonshot Initiative. Now, it's getting expanded to Quad Moonshot Initiative, something very personal for Biden, and probably would leave an everlasting legacy for President Biden when it comes to Quad. This is Rohit Sharma from Delaware for India Today.
मुझे खुशी है कि क्वाड में हमने सर्वाइकल कैंसर जैसे चैलेंज का मिलकर सामना करने का निर्णय लिया है। इन कैंसर केयर कोलैबोरेशन इज एसेंशियल फॉर क्योर। कैंसर का बर्डन कम करने के लिए प्रिवेंशन, स्क्रीनिंग, डायग्नोसिस और ट्रीटमेंट की इंटीग्रेटेड अप्रोच जरूरी है। भारत में मास स्केल पर बहुत ही कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव सर्वाइकल कैंसर स्क्रीनिंग प्रोग्राम चल रहा है। साथ ही भारत दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस स्कीम चला रहा है और सबको एफोर्डेबल कॉस्ट पर दवाइयां उपलब्ध कराने के लिए स्पेशल सेंटर्स भी बनाए गए हैं। भारत ने सर्वाइकल कैंसर के लिए अपनी वैक्सीन भी बनाई है और एआई की मदद से नए ट्रीटमेंट प्रोटोकॉल भी शुरू किए जा रहे हैं। भारत का विजन है वन अर्थ वन हेल्थ। इसी भावना से मैं क्वाड मूनशॉट इनिशिएटिव के तहत $7.5 मिलियन के सैपलिंग किट्स, डिटेक्शन किट्स और वैक्सीन का सहयोग देने की घोषणा करता हूं।
Those were the comments made by Prime Minister Modi after the first set of meetings that he attended as part of the Quad Summit. Moonshot initiative is what Prime Minister Modi spoke of and also said that this is something that India truly believes in as far as providing good healthcare is concerned.